This is the interrogation of 21-year-old Kelsey McCrimmon. On the 26th of July 2017, police found two bodies inside a car in the city of Lawton in the state of Virginia. The two victims were 19-year-old Gregory Dennis and 20-year-old Ryan Cross. Kelsey was initially arrested on July 2nd, charged with robbing a man of his cell phone with a gun. The police then questioned him on July 31st regarding the two dead bodies.
So did you hear about where were you last week, Wednesday morning? You know what happened Wednesday morning?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what happened Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning?
26.
Can you remind me?
Double homicide.
I did hear. I saw about that on Twitter. I was at Cole's house, matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that. What time were you at Cole's house?
I was at his house all night.
All night?
Yeah.
You never left?
No.
So you spent the night over there?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever go out and hang out with anybody or anything like that?
No.
What time did you leave his house?
Probably like 6.
6 a.m.?
Or maybe 4. Maybe 4, 5, or 6.
Okay. Did you walk by the police hill? Did you walk by the police?
No.
Yeah. I didn't know if that was on your way home or anything like
No,
that.
no, I walked straight down Richmond Highway.
So you left around 4 o'clock?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Were you with anybody?
No, I was by myself. I went home.
Okay. So you were at Cole's till about 4 o'clock. What time did you get to Cole's?
We hooped earlier that day, so I was with him probably around. What time did we play basketball? I met up with him at the 7-Eleven. He came down, met me at the 7-Eleven. We got to black him out. And then.
Which 7-Eleven is that?
The one by the fire station.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. And then I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was earlier that day. Probably. Maybe not earlier that day. Probably 11, maybe 12. I don't know exactly the time, but I know I was with him
all day.
Basically.
Did you walk there or did you take a car?
We walked.
You walked there? So you walked there. Where's your girl that day? You ain't hang out with the girl that day? She come over, Al? Does Cole have a girl?
Yeah, but she stays at Alexandria.
What's her name?
I know her by Mari.
Mari?
Mari,
Mari.
M-A-R-I.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Jordan.
Jordan? Yeah. So you were at Cole's house, and you said, what time did you get there?
I think we stopped at his crib first until he can get some clothes, some basketball clothes. Maybe it would have been around 1, depending on when I left the crib and how far we had to walk up there. Mm-hmm. And then we went to the court.
So after 1 o'clock, you go to the court?
Yeah, fairly 1 o'clock, 1:30.
And that's in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, this is in the afternoon. And then we go to the court. Who was all out there? There was a few people out there. No, did we walk? No, matter of fact, our friend came and picked us up from, his name's Yafet.
Yafet?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Yaphet. He came and picked us up from J. Cole house because he went to hoop with us. So
How do you know Yafet?
I knew him from Sheffield. He used to stay in Sheffield, and we used to, he was right by the court. So we just pick it. I met him at the court. He has a black Honda, or is it a Honda? Or a Toyota. He's a Honda or a Toyota, one of the two.
4-door?
Yes.
So he picks you up from Cole's house or your house?
He picked us up from Cole's house. It was him and his brother. And then...
Whose brother?
Yafet's brother.
Okay.
And
what's Yafet's brother's name?
Natu.
Natu?
Yeah, N-A-T-U. He picked us up from there. Then we went to the court. No matter of fact, he came in for a little bit. He met us at Cole's house. Came upstairs for a little bit, picked us up, and then we went to the court together. And then he drove us home after.
What time was that?
We probably ran till about 4 or 5.
So you get back to Cole's house around, let's say 5 o'clock, 1,700 hours.
Yeah.
16 to 1,700 hours.
That sounds about right, yeah.
What do you guys do when you're at Cole's house?
We go upstairs, probably smoke a black, play 2K for a little bit, and then Yafet and his brother leaves.
What time do they leave about?
Probably no more than like 30 minutes after he took us up. He was like, I'm about to go to the crib and eat, and he left.
I'm sorry, so around 5:30
Yeah,
he leaves. Was his brother with him too?
yeah, his brother left with him.
How do you know y'all fat and them? Is that their real name?
Yeah, that's his real name. Yafet Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all fat Michael's his last name?
Yeah.
Are they all like African?
Like I don't know if exactly African. They might be like, I don't know the exact nationality. They're light skinned. Like,
They're black?
no, he's not black though. He's not black. It's like
Middle Eastern?
sorta. You feel me? Like
yeah,
sorta.
one of those.
Yeah, like, but I don't know the exact. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Right.
So you guys, he leaves. Then you guys, what do you guys do after that?
We just in the crib, and then his a couple of his friends came over.
Who's that?
I don't know them.
Never met him before.
I know one of them, but his name is Jawan. That's because he used to live out Lorton. But other than them two, I don't know them like that.
Okay.
So how many were there?
There's three of them.
Three of them?
So it's Juwan, two other dudes or
Two
girls?
two other guys.
Juwan, two other
Juwan
guys.
and some dark skinned guy and some other guy with dreads. That's all I really know them.
Okay.
But they was up there. They was there for like. They left in the morning too, but I left before them.
Okay. You left before them?
Like, yeah, I woke up before them.
Okay, so you guys fall asleep?
Yeah, we stayed the night over there. We probably stepped out to hit a block. We stepped out on the balcony for a little bit, hit a block and mile.
What time is it?
This is like, we stayed up till about like, maybe like, maybe 12 or something in the morning.
Did you ever go grab food or anything?
Nope. We had his crib. He had some food, some chicken, and some stuff like that.
So you go to bed around 12 in the morning?
Yeah.
Just to clarify so far, the police asked the suspect where he was on July 26th, and he confirmed he was at his friend's house the whole time. The police are now going to ask him how he knew of the murders and if he knew the victims.
When did you hear about the murder?
I heard about it on the news the next morning. My dad had called me because when I went back home, I went to sleep. My dad called me like around 8 something. He was like, "Did you hear about that?" I was like, "Nah." You know what I'm saying? And then he was just going on and telling me, "Yeah, there's some guys from Montgomery and stuff like that." And I just turned on the news and it was on the news.
Alright. Did you see who got killed?
They didn't say no names or no faces or nothing.
How'd you know they're from Dumfries?
That's what it said they said 2 Dumfries men. That's what the thing said.
Did you find out who got killed?
I know. All I know is that one of them was 19 and 20. I've seen that on the news.
Did you know the victims?
No.
Never seen them before in life or anything like that?
I still don't know who it is. I didn't know.
Ryan Cross. You know that name?
No.
Okay. How about Greg Dennis?
I don't know. They don't sound familiar.
So what's the word on the street? What happened?
I don't know too much except for what they say on the news. That's it.
So obviously, the reason why we're talking to you too is because we want to find out information. We want to see if you're telling the truth.
Okay.
Okay. So this is your opportunity to tell the truth. Detective Guy kind of already talked to you. You know, there's pieces of puzzles, and when you look at them, you know, our job solely is to gather evidence, talk to people, and put it all together. Okay. Right now, you're not telling the truth.
About what?
About where you were that night.
Oh, what I am?
Okay. You're giving us partial the truth. But there's also text messages between you and Jay.
Me and J. Cole?
Yeah.
Talking about what?
You weren't there if he's texting you. You ever remember saying, "Yeah, I'm in the cut, ambulance just went by"?
That's when I was walking home.
Why would you hide in the cut?
No, I'm saying I'm walking through the cut. Like, there's cuts that I take to get home.
Okay. So you tell him ambulance goes by. I mean, he's telling you to be safe out there. You know, you got my back, I got your back type deal. Right? So what happened?
I don't remember texting him that. But, I mean, that's just what we say.
Okay. Why would he tell you to piss on your hands?
I don't know.
You don't know why he'd tell you that?
No.
I mean, you're texting back and forth. He's trying to call you right after the murder.
He's trying to call me.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a phone number, so I can't even call him.
So he's texting you though, right? FaceTime and texting?
That's when I get home, he texts me, FaceTime me. But he didn't say anything about that.
Okay. You know we're talking to you for a reason, right?
I mean,
we're not here talking about chance.
You said what?
So we're not here to talk to you about chance.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking
Let's talk about the bag that was found in the back of the car.
All right.
It's got your prints on it. It's got your DNA.
The bag?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Let's talk about why would it have that?
Why would y'all have the bag?
Why would it have your DNA on it?
What bag?
There's a bag found in the back, a black backpack. Alright?
I'm listening.
So why would that be? It's got Cole's ID and it's got your stuff in it too. I mean, your fingerprints and your DNA on that bag.
I have his bag sometimes.
Okay. So did you have his bag that night?
No.
Why would he say he gave it to you?
For what?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know why he would give me his bag. Like, he was hooping that day. I probably could have had his bag and put my stuff in it, but that was about it. I didn't have it. After that.
Okay. So what happened that night? Did something go wrong? Like I said, you seem like a good guy.
What?
You make mistakes. But we need to know what happened that night.
I honestly don't know. I honestly do not know.
You weren't sleeping there
yes,
that whole time.
No, we wasn't asleep the whole time. I said I didn't go to sleep till probably like 12 or something. 12 or 1.
You remember going to D.C. afterwards?
Later
Later that day?
No, I didn't go to D.C.
On Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Down southeast?
Yeah. We went, one of his friends from Maryland, his female, came and picked us up. He was like, yeah, I'm about to go talk to my man. Oh, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Obviously, I know a lot of stuff. I'm not going to tell you everything I know because I want you to be honest. I want to give you that opportunity.
Right.
Okay? So what happened that night?
I'm telling you, I was at...
Just to clarify, this bag that they are talking about, the bag actually belongs to Kelsey's friend. It was the same bag they both used when they carried out the robbery on July 2nd, as previously mentioned, which happens to have Kelsey's prints on it.
The crib, didn't do anything. I was at the crib, we was chilling. We hooped early that day.
So you don't know Ryan Cross?
No.
Do you know Greg Dennis?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You saying those names, I don't know.
I'm asking if you know.
No, I don't know them.
Have you ever been around them, hung out with them?
I mean, you saying, the names you're saying, I don't know anybody by that name. If you could show me a picture or anything.
Have you watched the news? You know that area?
No, they didn't show pictures. That's what I'm saying. I never seen them show any pictures or nothing.
Have you ever been in their car or anything?
No.
Is there any reason why your prints would be on that car?
It depends on who you're talking about. Like, it's...
So you know you had your cell phone on you that night, right?
Hmm.
You know you had your cell phone on you that night, right?
I had my cell phone on me. Yeah.
The night you spent the night at Cole's house.
Right.
You know, with the cell phone, what we're going to do is we're going to track your whole movement that night. It's going to put you in the area of the murder.
I mean, you shouldn't.
But that's an answer. You're saying that it shouldn't. What if it does?
I mean,
Scenario based.
It won't.
Because I'm just saying, like I said, I've done this a little bit, and I've tried to be a judge of the character. All right. Do you understand that? I told you I was a robbery detective for 7-8 years.
Yeah.
But I'm a homicide detective now.
Right.
I've been a homicide detective now for about 4 years. Okay. But I've spent my whole career looking people in the eyes and going, that dude, he's straight. He just in bad situation. Or that dude's fucking whack. That dude's, you need to be put in jail because he's a fucking maniac. I'm not seeing that. So we're not here talking to you like you're the dude who pulled the trigger. You're the dude or whatever. I'm going to tell you straight up my feelings about it. And I hope Detective Spooner don't mind because it's not my case. It isn't. I'm here to help Detective Spooner, talk to you, because like you said, we're outside. I'm getting you. I was like, damn, man, why they scrape up his knee? What happened? And because we weren't there,
right.
So, that's why I was like, man, let me give you some cream, clean your stuff up and everything else like that. But the fact of the matter being, I sit down and I talk with Detective Spooner, and I have to sit down and digest what's going on. It's one of those basic, simple situations again. Whoever's going to be left to digest the information, and I look at those text messages and I go, "All right, man, that's all right. Those are some peculiar messages, saying it as such." And then we talking to you, and you start to give us that timeline, and I'm thinking, well, that timeline's not right. The timeline's not right again. It's not. It's actually so wrong that it's egregious. It's being overly kind of, man, I stayed super late. It was almost 4 in the morning, and in fact it wasn't, because you're not in the same house, lying in the same bed, texting to each other. Because if you did, that's just wild. That's a little.
No,
That's a
saying
little off.
the time I left, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? It's
No,
not.
I hear you,
Right.
but hear me out. Hear me out. So, with that being the thought process, you know what I'm saying? Looking at the way all that stuff was kind of talking, made it seem like, I don't know who else the other fellas was, but you're like, yo, let's take a walk, walk with them, and next you know, some wild shit pop off and you running. You're like, yo, and you running, and it's like, yo, you gonna chill? No, fuck no, I ain't gonna chill. I'm going to the crib. I mean, so once again, you're stuck in these situations, and you reacting. If I look at the message right and I'm reading it right, I mean, hey, I'm originally from Philadelphia, so I know. I mean, so I can interpret what the messages are saying. You know what I'm saying? I have been in places when people I know start bucking, and it's like, all you seeing is assholes and elbows at this point. You turning and running, and you're like, what in the fuck just happened? I'm caught up in some shit again. And you hope nobody knocks on your door one day and saying, yo, what the hell just happened? Well, here you are. You're in that same type of situation. Nothing that we've read, and we would be coming at you totally different if it was one of them ones where it was like, yo, this Kelsey's a fucking hard dude. Right. No, it's like, yo, fuck that. Yo, I ain't smoking. I ain't coming over there. I'm going to the crib because this shit is fucking ill. Yeah, sure, I ain't do it, but just to be in the mere presence of that stuff is stressful. 100%. I've been there. One of my boys are dead. I was there. All right, had shit to do with me. But damn, if I didn't feel wrong. Damn, if I didn't feel like this is wild, and I'm hoping nobody shows up at my house because my heart rate's gonna be pumping like I did something, like I called them out there or I set something up, and I was just there. And yeah, I don't want to have to be the one to talk about, yeah, fucking Black and fucking Shorty was pulled out a gun and started bucking, because that's a violation of the street. But at the same time, if I'm sitting on a hot seat, I can't say why. I can't say where they got all this stuff from. All I can say is Shorty and Black is out there bucking and I fucking ran. That's your situation. I'm going to say it straight out. That's my feelings on it. That's your situation. Whoever Shorty and Black is in your situation started bucking, and here I am in the middle of some shit again. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what happened, you need to make it clear now, because what's going to happen is Detective Spooner has no choice but to keep working the facts. He has no choice but to keep working the facts. And the facts are, you said some real subject shit in the process of just turning your back and getting elbows and assholes getting down the road, because this is some ill shit. And hell, nobody could blame you for it. I'd be surprised you said anything at all. But you did. So he's left to ask the hard questions that, unfortunately, you're left to answer the hard answers. Because there's nothing easy about it. Right. Two motherfuckers are dead over some petty shit. Ain't like they raped somebody's sister, stabbed nobody's mama. It's over some green. It's over some whatever, some blah, some shit between two people. The issue is that we got information from Cole. We would like to have information from you, so that when it all comes around, I'm not going to, it's not my case, but I know Detective Spooner. I've worked with him now for about 3 years. He's not going to be like, yo, Kelsey said this. That's not how we work. That's not how cases get solved. That's not how these mothers get to bury their sons and go, fuck, I know he had some errors in his ways, but damn, did he deserve to die the way that he did? So what we're asking you is to walk down that line of the way that the story is unfolding itself, so those pieces actually fit. Because there's another part of this puzzle building thing that we do.
Yeah.
We don't just take the puzzles from you, but they also got to fit. And if they don't fit, they're lies. I'd rather have empty spots than lies. So certain pieces aren't fitting, and I don't want Kelsey to look like this dude that he's not.
Now, the assistant detective, who to me sounds like Denzel Washington, has basically told Kelsey, look, I'm from the streets, I know what goes down, maybe you made a mistake, you seem like a good guy, but your story and the timeline does not add up. Kelsey is now going to confirm he is aware of who the victims were.
So come with it. What's up?
I'm gonna just tell you. Okay, before I even start saying this, I'm telling you I didn't do that.
All right.
But so I didn't know them by that name, honestly. But you know what I'm saying. I done business with these guys before, so I know they were legit people.
Right.
Those other two guys that was at his crib, at Cole's crib, I don't know them. They know him, but we're not cool like that, so I don't do any dealings with
So we talking about Dread Boy
and this other guy.
and the other guy, because the other third dude you knew his first name, right?
Yeah, I know Jawan.
That's Jawan.
Yeah, but
you got Jawan, Dread Boy, and you say the tall, dark skinned cat?
No, he wasn't tall. He was about medium size.
Medium size.
Yeah,
okay.
He wasn't too tall.
Okay.
But yeah, so I called him. I got his snap first from Brianna.
Okay.
And then I ended up talking to him of some 929 number.
Okay.
Some New York number.
Right.
And then, but this is usually be Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha.
So, he's a cool guy and all, you feel what I'm saying? I'll deal with him, do that, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. But that's the slim guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Slim. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I didn't, yeah.
So Slim is Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to, that's what I remember Brown is saying something about his name being Ronnie, but he never told me to call him that, so I don't know about it.
Okay.
But yeah, he had called me up. I mean, I had called him up. He was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was asking, can I get some stuff off of him? You know what I'm saying? And then he was
How
like,
much you were up?
Probably, I was probably going to get like, a QP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I did. And then, so, long story short, they pull up, and then, because I didn't want none of that around Cole's crib.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was just me and the other two guys was throwing bread together to get some shit.
Gotcha.
But I was gonna get what I threw. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing big or nothing like that. But so I met them at it was like, you know where Sheffield, turn into Sheffield, and you just
from which side?
I want to say the first entrance. Let's say you're going up Route 1, take the left on Pohead, you're going that way. Yeah. The first entrance that way.
Okay. So
but you go all the way down.
Okay. All the way down Sheffield?
Yeah, like no, you keep going all the way. It's like a cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you go back.
So you're not gonna make the right where you go down to the court in the hole. You're gonna go all the way down to where it dead ends.
Yeah, like not. So it's like a square, and I came through it. I walked from the cut.
Okay.
To meet them over there. Okay.
But
then they was talking about some meet me at McDonald's. The whole time I'm thinking I'm talking to Slim.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, meet me at McDonald's, all this extra stuff. And then, so I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm already right here. You know what I'm saying? I walked already, so I'm here. So I hop in the car, and there's some other guy there I don't even know. So I get back.
Where's Slim Sam?
I didn't see him at first. He didn't turn around and say what's up to me. He didn't dap me. He didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like what we usually do. I go in the car. This one guy's talking about where the money at. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like,
was he driving next to you? Where was that?
No, he was in the driver's seat. He had his chair bent down, looking like that. Just didn't show me no product.
So he was leaning back deep in the driver's seat.
Right.
It was like, yo, because were you in the passenger?
Yeah, no, I was in the
passenger rear.
Yeah. Open the door, get in the joint. He was like, yeah. So I'm like, hold up, like I don't even know this guy. So I hop out. You know what I'm saying? I hop out the car, go around. I call that number. I'm talking. I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know you, bro. I usually do business with Slim and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't really trying to.
So where did he go?
Who?
The car. You said you hopped out the car.
Yeah, he was still right there.
So okay, and you called just to see if that was the same person.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
So you verifying that that's the person that
I don't really know this guy.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable doing this for real.
Right.
So then he was like, nah, bro, it's all good. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, all right, bro, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna do it right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get in the car, I close the door. I have Cole's backpack. You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna put the stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? That's all that was for. But so they start pulling off. You know what I'm saying? They pulling off and stuff like that.
With you in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm saying they pull over somewhere.
So how many people in the car at that point?
It's just two guys up front and me.
Okay.
All right. So I'm in the car, and you know what I'm saying? I'm counting out my money that I have from everybody. And the two guys, matter of fact, was standing back there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They were just with me.
Did they see them?
Who?
You think the two guys that got killed, did they see them back there? Your boys?
Probably did. I don't know. They didn't say anything. Matter of fact, the one guy, I think, asked him for a cigarette or something. You know what I'm saying? He was walking up with me type shit.
Right.
So that's probably why he pulled up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, after I call him and let him know, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, is everything good? You feel what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get my stuff and leave for real. I don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this guy is. I don't really trust him like that. I don't know.
What kind of car you pull up in?
Some white car. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then hop in the joint and we pull off. And then next thing I know, some guys come opening that jump.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
All right. Was it the same two guys that was at the house?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It was all blacked up, everything. I don't know who those guys was. They opened the door, took some of the stuff out of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened.
Where was that at?
That was like near the front.
Front of?
Just like Sheffield, when you first turn in,
Mm-hmm.
they did that.
Was it near any main streets?
It was like turning. It was probably a street on the right side, and then it's like up there in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you about to turn out the neighborhood.
Onto what road?
Pohick.
Pohick Road there?
Yeah.
And did they stop there, or were they driving when they ran up on them?
No, they stopped right there.
Okay.
They stopped. The guys that was driving stopped right there. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? And those other two guys opened up.
Where'd they come from? They come from a vehicle? Where'd they come from?
They came. I didn't see, you know what I'm saying? It was dark outside. I didn't see nobody. I didn't see nobody coming.
So how many people were shooting?
I don't know. When I heard gunshots, I was inside the car. Right. I was in the back. My ears started ringing. You feel what I'm saying? It's right there, gunshots. And then, yeah, like, they did what they did. And then it was just stuck.
Why didn't they shoot you?
What do you mean?
And weren't you in the car?
Yeah.
Didn't they shoot the driver and passenger?
I know they shot something in the car. That's all I seen. So I don't know who that was, and I got out the car. So did you get out the car and the shooters were still gone, or were you still in the car while? No, when they first went. Okay, they both came to one side.
Which side?
The driver's side.
Uh-huh.
And then they opened the door and started doing that. When I got out the car, I started running. Like, as soon
as they still shooting?
Yes, they were still shooting when I left. I dropped everything I had and I started running. So
when they opened the car door,
right,
they just start shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't text nobody. You know what I'm saying? I didn't call nobody. Nothing. The last people I talked to was them.
Okay. And did you ever see them go to the passenger side or nothing like that?
Nope.
Okay. And you just hear them there. Are they staying outside the car when they're shooting, or what are they doing?
They coming into the car. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? They're coming into the car.
Okay.
Like and they're opening the door, coming into the car
and shooting.
Right.
Okay. You don't know who they were?
I have no clue.
But they wearing the same clothes as the dudes that left out with you? Is it possible?
No. When I'm running back, they're still there. They like, bro, you all right? You know what I'm saying? I heard some stuff. That's what they sound like. Yeah, bro. I don't know who these guys. You know what I'm saying? Somebody started this, and then but.
So the guy with dreads, you know his name at all, or what they call him?
Nah, I think like I don't know the whole name of him, but I know that he goes by Tay or something like that. But I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know him like that.
Cole knows him, right?
He should, yeah. He should.
Tay?
Yeah.
And do you know anything about Juwan?
Do I know anything about him?
Yeah, and last name, phone number, nothing like that?
Nah, his last name is Burns.
Okay. And the third guy, who's the third guy?
I don't know that guy.
Did Cole go out with you?
No, Cole didn't leave.
How much were you paying for that QP?
Like, he said when I was texting, it was like $775 to $800 would be all right.
And that's you did through Snap.
No. I texted.
You texted to him?
Yeah.
That New York number?
Yeah, that New York number.
You snapped Bree first, right?
No. You said did I snap her?
Yeah, you snapped Bree to get the number to the
No,
net.
I got the snap from him, but he sent me the number off the snap.
Gotcha.
Okay, so he sent you a snap.
No. No, he sent me the snap with his number.
And then
saying hit me at this number.
What's your Snapchat name?
Cash.
With a K?
No. It's ABM _ Kels, KELSS. KELSS.
And what was the Ryan's?
I don't know.
KELSS, right?
SS.
You don't remember what Ryan's Snapchat name was or anything?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Was Ryan in the car that night? Did you ever know? And when you step outside and call, who's answering? I mean, do you see the passenger?
Nobody answered. I didn't see nobody answer. It wasn't even the guy I usually talk to. It wasn't no voice or nothing. I'm saying the guy that was in the driver's seat was the one that I guess I was talking to.
You so was it connected Bluetooth or something like that?
No. You said what?
What he's saying is, you get what he's saying. He said when you stepped out the car to verify, like, yo, is this the same motherfucker I talked to? Did somebody in the car actually answer? And
no, okay, yeah. Somebody answered the phone, right? Somebody answered the phone, but then it wasn't Slim's voice.
Okay.
Right, you feel what I'm
saying? Could have been the driver, though?
Yeah. But I'm just like, I mean, I don't really know you, stuff like that. And then, when,
Did you ever see the product that night?
I didn't see anything.
So when you guys start driving off,
they didn't even show me
Did you
anything.
give him money, nothing?
I hadn't had the money.
Okay. What did you do with that money?
He just had it.
Who, the driver?
Yeah.
While he was driving?
No. We stopped at the front.
Okay. So when you guys stopped,
right,
you give him money?
I already had gave him the money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm giving him the money. I'm thinking he about to give me the product and stuff like that. So that's what that was.
Who else was in that car that you noticed?
Who else?
What else? You said your bag was in that car.
That's all I had.
Okay. Did you notice anything else in that car that stuck out?
No.
Nothing, like any food in that car or anything that you remember?
No food or nothing.
Okay. Anything else you remember?
No, I just had the bag.
Okay. No, I'm not talking about just your property. Did anything in that car?
No, I didn't. It was dark. I didn't see anything.
What did you touch in that car?
The door, the bag. You know what I'm saying? I had the bag.
Did you ever touch the driver's side door?
No.
Did you ever open the driver's door?
No.
Did you ever open the passenger door?
No.
Were you ever in the front part of the car?
Nah, I tried to open the back door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
That's it.
So this is Kelsey's version of events. He went to go buy some drugs, and when he went to get the drugs, 2 other guys came by, shot the drug dealers, and left. Essentially, it was a drug robbery. The police are now going to tell Kelsey his story does not line up with the evidence.
One thing that doesn't lie is the evidence.
What do you mean?
So those bullets, we have the path they're traveling.
Right.
Okay? They ain't coming from the driver's side. They're not staying outside the vehicle.
Right, so they could have got, you know what I'm saying? You know how you don't just stand one place, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's trying to rob everything. They're going to try to
shoot from the back of the vehicle.
I think the better way to explain this is this. Here's the deal. If all of us are inside of this room, right? You ever see an automatic weapon fire? Or have you ever seen anybody shooting a machine gun? You see those casings up in the air, how they're kind of flying out as you're shooting, bow, 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 bow. It's flying up in the air, right? So what happens is if I'm standing outside this door, or I'm standing to the door here, and I'm standing here shooting, or I'm shooting in, you see the casings are going to go in a different direction. They're going to go forward of the gun in one direction or another, correct? So the thought process of this, and I'm just kind of breaking down the science behind it, because when it all comes down to it, the science is what's going to matter.
Right.
What happens is, all right, if it's outside the car, even if I'm on the driver's side, I'm shooting in and I'm sticking my arm in there real good, those rounds are going to go in a different direction. They're either going to go on the dash or in the back seat. All right. If I'm on the passenger side and I'm sticking that gun in and I'm sticking it into this guy that's on the driver's side or the passenger side, those rounds are either going to go towards the front here or towards the front here, into the back seat again. All right. The problem is, and we're not even going to talk about the trajectory, because that's getting into some real scientific stuff where you got to go. They're sticking in rods, and they can tell the angles in which these rounds came from.
Right.
Well, the problem is that these rounds are trapped inside the car, so much so when you open the door, some of them fall out on the ground, and that it would appear by the science that somebody is in the back seat over here doing it like this, and this boom, 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 and those rounds are containing, they're staying, and they're dropping into the floor because the ejection port is pointed down because somebody's doing this. Well, guess what? That where usually, if you're like this, it will go up. Well, if you point a gun down and it turn it this way, it's going down.
Right.
So it's why it's hard for Detective Spooner to kind of digest the fact that somebody from the outside stood outside and shot inside, because the rods that he sat and watched his crime scene guys do hours of, they take these rods, and if you take that water bottle and I stab it a bunch of times like this, well, what's going to happen is they're going to have 2 points, a point where they enter, and a point where they end, which will tell me I stabbed this way, I stabbed that way, I stabbed that way. Okay. In doing so, it changes the thought process for us to digest the information, because all we're doing is digesting it all, trying to figure out what all went down. Doors are closed, and these rounds are coming from the back seat.
Right.
Science is telling us that. It's not our assumption. That's not our opinion. That's what we're being told by the scientific process of crime scene detectives who have been through the training to create those things and understand how all these things happen.
Right.
With that being said, with you being in the back seat, saying that you're in the back seat because you do understand, and we already know that your fingerprints are going to be in there.
Right.
So those are the facts that we had already known, and we appreciate you being honest up until that point. It comes a point now where we start to go, does something go wrong in the car to make this stuff go down? What's going on? How do we get to the point that we're now from the back seat, laying it in? We have to understand.
Right.
All right. Because here's what I don't want. All right. I don't want the science to get in between a good person's remorse or spontaneous actions in the heat of whatever.
Right.
All right. What we'd like to know is all the facts, regardless the good, bad, and the ugly. Because you know what? Sometimes the facts are not pretty. Sometimes the facts aren't that, oh, somebody came me a strawberry cupcake and I got the shits. No, it's got to be some old hardcore. Look, they pissed me off. They were doing this. I did that. I did it, and it was like, fuck, I can't believe it. And now I'm on my horse, But I am not a killer. This is what happened, and I didn't know it went that far. I don't. There's got to be something. It's got to be proper. It's got to make sense. And it's like I said, we're not browbeating you or anything else like that. We're here just trying to tell you that
I understand.
Things go down a certain road, and you can see even with Detective Spooner, we're watching you drive down the road. Everything was good. Next you know, you went off in the shoulder again, and we're trying to figure out how.
But I understand that, but that's from what you're saying.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody was dead when I left. None of that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was after the guy came to the car. That's when I seen him. I dipped. I didn't wait around for nothing. Everything I had, I left. I didn't want to be fumbling anything. I just got out and started running.
All right. Well, is it the guy or the guys?
What do you mean?
You just said when the guy came to the car, you dipped.
I don't know who else was with him.
Well, that's why. Well, earlier I thought you said that there was 2 guys.
No, you talking about the guys that I came with?
No, I'm talking about at the car. You said there were guys.
Right.
Like 2 guys that came, and now there's 1 guy. I'm trying to make sure that I'm recalling your statements properly.
Right.
All right, because
I honestly don't remember saying guy. I'm telling you from now, I'm saying a guy. If I said guys, it was probably by accident, but I only seen that guy.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying, like that. He came to the car. I don't know what happened after that. After that, I got out. I wasn't trying to be in anything. I got out.
You told us earlier you never touched the driver's side door, passenger side door, right? We took fingerprints off everything.
What would I have touched the door for?
That's our question.
I don't remember touching no door.
We haven't finished processing, but I'm giving you your opportunity now. Okay? Because when we do process, and you sit here and tell me that my fingerprints won't be on their doors, and I get that hit, 3 days later, that your fingerprints are on that door, and you had the opportunity to tell me the truth, how's that going to look? Because here's the bottom line, Kelsey, all right? If you shot those people, it's going to look one or two ways. You're going to sit here and lie, and we can think that, Kelsey's cold blood. He just shot them and just left them there. He didn't care. Or maybe something happened in that car. Maybe something they try to rob you. Something that explains why it happened. Okay? But if you're not honest with us, we're not going to know that. If you sit here and try to tell us, and the thing is everything you tell us, we're going to back up with evidence. We're going to corroborate. Okay? And if you're telling us one thing and it doesn't add up, and the science doesn't add up, what do you think someone's going to believe? The science or your word?
What do you mean the science? Like,
we're talking about the trajectory, where the casings went, the ejection port. Okay, there's certain things that you can't dispute.
Right.
There's certain things that when you tell us initially that he was getting shot on the outside of the car, we already knew that wasn't happening. Okay, there's no one standing that door jam.
No, I didn't say he was getting shot on the outside of the car. I'm just saying that.
I know, but you're saying he was staying. He had opened the door, right?
Right.
And he was leaning and started to shoot, right?
Right.
Okay, we know that didn't happen. Okay?
How can you? I was there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
So tell me what happened.
I just told you, sir.
Okay, tell me again, step by step, what happened.
All right. So, starting from when I called him saying, yeah, I don't know this guy, stuff like that. Got in the car. I opened the car first. You know what I'm saying?
What door?
The rear passenger.
Okay.
Opened that side. And then, got in the car. So then he started to drive off. And I'm just saying, like, well, what are you doing? You feel what I'm saying?
You were getting nervous. I mean, you didn't plan on driving anywhere, right?
No. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on. I'm just like, yeah, like, where are you going?
Right.
Yeah.
That's natural.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So then, yeah, that happened. And then I'm counting out the money, giving him the money. He stops the car. And then the guy comes to the car. And I get out the car. That's what happened. And I started running.
So when that guy comes to the car, where does he come from?
He comes from the driver's side.
Okay. Where's he? I mean, is there a vehicle he walks out of? Is he
No,
coming
he
from
didn't.
the side?
I
Pops out of nowhere? Like, how does he know you guys are going to be there?
I don't know. I don't know who they
How
know.
is he going to pick that car out of all the cars that night that happens to have a QP of weed?
I mean, we would stop right there for a while. Like, we wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
So how long were you stopped there for?
Probably like 5 minutes.
You guys weren't able to exchange in 5 minutes?
I was counting. No, he was counting out the money. You know what I'm saying that he was counting money.
Mm-hmm.
And then that happened. He was counting money.
Where was the weed? Did you see the weed?
I never saw weed.
Green
I never saw anything, sir. Anything.
Did you smell it?
Didn't smell anything.
Okay. So when you had Cole's bag with you, right? Where'd you put it?
It was in. You said where I put it? It was in the left, right beside me.
Okay. Right behind the driver, or like in the middle there?
Yeah, it was like I know it was on the left side of me. I don't know if it was in the middle or the driver's side. I mean, I'm behind the driver, but
what was in that bag?
I didn't open it, so I don't know.
So you took a bag there, you had no idea what was in there?
Yeah. I just asked him, bro, you got a backpack on you, so I wasn't carrying stuff out in the open.
You know how it makes Cole look, right?
What do you mean?
Cole's bag's in the back of the car.
I mean.
Okay, so the police have patiently listened to Kelsey and they've told him, we get your side of the story, but it doesn't line up with the evidence we have. They've given him the trajectory and the fingerprints, and the two differing stories don't line up. So Kelsey is now ready to make a confession.
Okay, do you want to talk to us? Tell us what you gotta say.
Well, I was just over what he was saying resonating in my mind that I don't want to be looked at as somebody that, you know what I'm saying, just did anything out of, you know what I'm saying, out of any aggressive motives. Like, don't want to be looked at as some killer or some guy that just did that for no reason, because it honestly wasn't like that.
Okay.
So everything up until, you know what I'm saying, I went to the car, and then noticed that, you know what I'm saying, it was somebody different. So I'm saying, I called up, everything. So when I went back, I actually was trying to just do it through the window, so I would have to get back in the car.
Right.
So then, yeah. And then he was just like, nah, everything's good. Just hop in the car. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm counting out the money. We driving up to, you know what I'm saying, the intersection, I guess. And then, so I'm in the car, you know what I'm saying, trying to count the bread. And then those two was still there, but it was some other guys there too. Also, I don't know who it was, but you know what I'm saying, I don't know if they were with them or not. Well, obviously, yeah, they were with them. It had to be.
All right,
But
were they in a car?
no, they weren't. They weren't in the car. One guy came to my side, trying basically from what I'm taking from the whole situation that happened. He's probably blocking my door. Another guy on the other side, of the back left side, behind the driver's seat, blocking that door. So I'm counting out the money. This, then the third, and next thing I know, I got two guns at my face. I don't know if they were real. I don't know if they were BB guns.
Who was pointing the guns?
Both of those guys in front. That's in the car. No, nobody else on the outside had anything. So, you know what I'm saying? I had mine. You know what I'm saying? But it was just for protection purposes only. I didn't have any intent on doing anything. I just wanted to get my stuff and go.
Okay.
So they turned around. It was like, you know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just like, at that point, I'm thinking like, these niggas about to kill me. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah. Then they had theirs drawn. And I was hesitant on giving them the money. Like, it's not that serious. It's $800. Like, you don't have to do this. You feel what I'm saying? We never had any problems like that.
Right.
So he, you know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, I'm not playing. You feel me? Saying, start pointing more in my face. You know what I'm saying? I had it actually on my head. Had one to my head and one to my chest. So then I acted out of self-defense. And then and after that, those two guys, the two guys outside, they took off. And then I'm trying to open the door, and I couldn't even open the door from the inside. I don't know if the child lock was on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, the whole thing was planned out already. Like they were gonna rob me.
All right. So how'd you get out?
I climbed through the passenger side.
You climbed to the passenger side and opened the passenger front door?
No, I didn't. I never opened the door. The door was open.
Okay.
After that, and then I climbed out and I started running.
We want to ask you some questions. I just want to clarify that you know that you had the right to lawyer, right? Okay. And when we went to the bathroom, did we make any threat or anything? Did we talk about the case in the bathroom at all?
No.
Did we make any statements to you?
No.
Okay. So obviously, you know, we want to know your side of the story, and that's what we're trying to say, man. Like, you know, if certain things transpired, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it was hard for me to say that because I honestly say I'm honestly sorry that happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that out of just me wanting to do that. Out of me being a cold-hearted person. I'm not that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I probably guess the time that I deal with them, they thought, you know what I'm saying, from how they go about it, he was sweet. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not a hard, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm sweet like that, but I don't come off like I'm just some hardcore gangster. I'm none of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't involve myself in stuff like that. But I acted out of self-defense.
Where's the gun now?
I don't have it.
I know. Where is it?
I don't know. I gave it to J. Cole.
He
did something with it. I don't know where he took it. I don't know who he gave it to. I don't know.
I mean, you guys went to Southeast that night, right?
Right. But he was going to go link up with somebody that he knew that was out there. You know what I'm saying? His little shorty came and picked us up.
Where at?
At my house.
Okay, he came pick your house and picked it up?
Yeah, I think she stopped at his house.
It was a girl?
Yeah. And
you don't know her name?
Her name's T. She go by T. I think Tiana or something like TT, something like that, yeah. And then he was driving. Mm-hmm. So then.
What kind of car was it?
Mazda.
Mazda?
Yeah.
Was it TT's car?
Yeah. And then we got in the car, because he already had it. He already had the gun. Okay. At that point.
How did you get the gun?
I gave it to him.
Okay. What kind of gun was it?
It was a 9mm Taurus.
Taurus?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
The pawn shop.
Pawn shop? Which pawn shop?
The one on Richmond Highway.
Okay. What's it near? Is
Is
it in Fairfax or Prince William Sound or Alexandria?
It's in Fairfax. It's going north. Richmond Highway, like you gotta go that way past the Roy Rogers. Then you keep going down. I think it's a little after the Gold's Gym, or it's like in that vicinity,
right,
something like that.
I know you're talking about. If you're going north,
so
right, past the Gold's Gym on the left hand side.
On the left hand side.
Where'd you buy the ammo at?
Walmart.
Yeah.
When did you buy the gun from the pawn shop?
I don't remember exactly.
How long have you had it?
I'd probably say a few months.
Okay.
Before the robbery? that pulled it?
Yeah.
Way before, like a month before that?
I don't know exactly when, to be honest.
When'd you buy the ammo from Walmart?
The same day I got the gun.
Okay. Did you pay credit card or cash?
I paid with cash.
Cash. Alright. So let's break down what happened that night a little bit, alright? So you get in the car. When they drive up to the cul-de-sac, how many people were in the car?
To the cul-de-sac? Like when
Or
they picked me up?
Yeah, when they picked you
There
up.
was only 2 people in the car.
Okay. So you get in the back seat.
Right.
Talk me through again.
I get in the back seat. I see that guy. He's already asking for the money. You know what I'm saying?
The driver.
Right, before anything even transpired. So I hop out of the car. And I call them. I'm just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know this guy. What's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what's up with him. Like, I don't usually deal with him. I'm thinking I'm coming to deal with you. We done did business before. Everything was copacetic. Everything was what it was.
How much you order up? How much green?
Oh, probably like a QP. Let me say it was a QP.
So you called him on the phone?
Yeah, I called that number. I'm thinking I'm calling the guy. You know what I'm saying? Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
But that other guy picked up.
Okay.
And I'm talking to him. He was like, nah, bro, I'm good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing about to go on. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to entice me to get back in the car.
Right.
So I go up to the window and like, he doesn't roll down the window. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, he rolled the window down a little bit. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, I'm here.
Who rolled it? The
driver.
Okay.
So he was like, nah, bro, just get in the car. So I'm just like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like, I guess he didn't want to just do it out in the open or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then, yeah, so he pulls off. So I'm already thinking like, bro, like, where you going? Like, why are you doing this right now?
Right.
And then he stops at the intersection of Pohek and that street right there. And then 2 other guys come out of nowhere and they're just blocking my door. Like, I'm just like, and I'm just in the back, just stuck like this. You know what I'm saying? So then they turn around, put the guns in my face, like, yeah, you already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to rob me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just shot.
How many times did you shoot?
I don't know.
Did you empty the clip?
Yeah.
Okay. Who'd you shoot first?
The guy, the driver.
Driver?
Yeah.
So walk me through that.
I just started shooting, you know what I'm saying?
Did you shoot him first and then move to the passenger? Or did you shoot like driver, passenger, you know what I'm saying?
It was like it was like that.
Okay, how were they positioned when you started shooting?
They were turned around like this.
Okay. Both of them? Yeah. When you shot the passenger, was he turning around at you or was he starting to get out of the car?
After I shot him, I know he opened the door, but I don't know exactly when he opened the door, but he opened the door. And it was a lot going through my mind at that point. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to die, I'm near death and stuff like that. But yeah, I had to get out.
So where are the guns? You said they had guns?
Yeah.
Where are they?
I don't know. Maybe the guys that were with them came back to the car and did something, you know what I'm saying, try to do stuff, you know what I'm saying, like, make it look better on their parts. But I know there were 2 guys standing outside that car.
So, did you see the weed that night?
No, I didn't see anything. I didn't take anything, you know what I'm saying, I didn't take nothing from them. After I did that, I got out.
But they didn't show you the weed?
They didn't show me anything. Nothing at all.
I mean, like, so you know how it was packaged or anything?
I didn't see no weed. I didn't see how anything was packaged. I didn't see anything. Sir. Anything.
So where was Cole at this time?
He was at the house.
Why is he going to send you to do that yourself?
What?
Why is he going to send you by yourself? I mean, you guys are boys, right?
Right.
Why didn't he come out with you?
I don't know. Because he wasn't getting anything. Like,
right.
It wouldn't be no reason for him to come if he wasn't getting nothing.
So is it just you by yourself going out, or were there actually other people putting in for it?
No, those people putting in for it.
Who was putting in for it?
The guys that was at the house.
Do you know their names?
No, I don't really. Okay. They was just I'm just trying to get some. They was trying to get some stuff too, just like I was.
So you had the Taurus. Where was the Taurus on you? The Taurus, the gun. Where were you keeping it?
It was in my pocket.
Pocket.
But I didn't. When I first got into the car, I didn't have it because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking anything of it. I had it. I just left it over there.
Over where?
In the cut. Just in the cut.
So you had it with you, but you just get it in the cut?
Yeah. And then when he was like, when I seen that other guy that was in the car, I was like, all right, just let me get this drink. You know what I'm saying? This is for my protection. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's why I went and grabbed it. But I never had it out ready to do anything. I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Was there one in the pipe though?
What?
It was the magazine full and one in the chamber.
No. I had cocked it.
You had to cock it first,
Yeah.
and then to get one in the chamber,
Yeah.
and then fire a round.
Yeah.
Okay. What caliber was it?
9mm.
9mm. Have you ever shot before? No. Okay. So, where were you positioned where you were firing?
I just know I was in the back seat. I don't remember.
Did you have to climb over?
No, I didn't have to climb over.
But you had to climb over to get out.
Yeah, I had to climb over the passenger side to get out.
Okay.
And they, you know what I'm saying, they were still up then. They were still breathing then.
Okay. So when we found them, they were seatbelted in. They never got out of the vehicle. Okay.
Okay.
But there's a bloody fingerprint on the driver's side. Was that you?
No.
It's not going to come back to you.
No, I didn't touch the driver's side.
Okay.
Like, what do you mean the driver's side? Like,
The driver's door.
no, I didn't. On the outside?
Yeah.
No, I didn't touch that. I didn't touch the driver's door.
You never saw the two people outside before? You don't know who they were?
They were dressed in all black. I never seen those guys before. Like I'm saying, they were at the studio before before they came to me. So they could have planned whatever. Somebody could have been like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We can, you know what I'm saying? That's everything that's going in my mind. They could have planned that.
Oh, I got to ask that question.
Right.
I got to ask you if you knew who they were.
No, I know.
So that vehicle?
Who?
The vehicle that you were in?
Right.
In relation to the stop sign, how close was it to the stop sign?
I mean, it was right. The way I look at it, it was there enough to where after they did, they could have just pulled off.
Okay.
Like it was like they positioned.
Were they right up there, or was there another car in front of you guys, or what?
No, it was no other car.
No other car. Okay. What time did this happen about?
It was about like in the wee hours of the morning.
And what's wee hours do you mean?
Like 1, 2, 3. Like
What time did you tell them you're gonna meet up?
I don't know the exact time. I know it was late, early, like you're saying, like late night, early morning,
Okay.
like that. But I don't know the exact
And were you just texting him?
Yeah.
And what was his number?
It was some 929 number.
New York number, right?
Right.
Okay. But you Snapchat him prior.
Yeah, but I was just asking for the number.
And who set you up with him?
Brianna.
Yeah.
Well, like not you saying set up, but I don't.
Well, I mean, she did the intro, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
Right.
Okay.
Who's
Yeah,
in connect?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's how long was that?
Probably like maybe 2 months, maybe a month.
Okay.
I don't know.
And you usually buy from Slim because of home, right? You saw the news, right?
What do you mean?
You saw the news?
Yeah.
You saw the pictures of the victim?
No, I never seen the pictures, but I know who they were. I know who Ryan was.
Oh, you know who Ryan is?
Right.
You know Ryan's last name?
Well, according to the news, I know it then, but I didn't know it then. I know it now, but I didn't know it then.
Well, I mean, if you gave the names, they probably get pictures, right?
No, I never seen pictures.
Okay.
I never seen the pictures. Like when I seen it on the news that time, I only seen like what they had up there, and then I seen the Washington Post, but they never had pictures on the Washington Post.
Okay. So you go after you take off through the passenger door. Where you go?
I start running back down where they picked me up at. I run back through that way.
And where'd they pick you up at?
I don't know the street, but it's like where we stopped at. If you was to turn in and go all the way down, just keep going straight. That's how I can explain it.
Okay. And when you say there's cut there, what do you mean?
It's like you go down there. There's steps, and there's another street, and then there's a gate, and there's woods to go through the other neighborhood. Like that's right.
And you run there, and then what happens? Are your boys waiting for you?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
I just told them to come on. You know what I'm saying? I just said, come on, bro.
And did they hear what happened?
No.
They didn't hear the gunshots?
No.
Okay. So you said, come on, bro, then what happens?
And then we just leave.
Where you guys go then?
We go to Cold Crib.
You Coles?
Yeah.
Tell them what happens?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happens?
And then after that I leave. I just left the gun there.
At Coles? Where'd you leave it?
I just gave it to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cole's got other guns though.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's got other guns, right? He had them. He used it.
No.
Yeah. Now that you know, I mean, he did that robbery, right?
Right.
Was
Well,
he,
other than that, yeah. Well,
what gun was he using during that robbery?
it was It was a black gun,
Okay. So you leave the gun with Cole, then you leave.
and then I leave.
How'd you get home?
I walked.
You walked?
Yeah.
Is that when you see the ambulance?
Yeah.
Where were you when you saw the ambulance?
I was by the Walgreens.
Okay. So what'd you do when you saw the ambulance?
I hid.
Okay. What time was that about?
I don't know, sir.
You sat the text over, right?
Right.
Where'd you hide it?
Where I was.
Where'd you hide when the ambulance went by?
I was.
Did you duck into the Walgreens parking lot?
No, I was in the Walgreens parking lot. It was a bush right there.
No.
So you go there, and then you go home. All right. You go to your home, or you go to girlfriend's place?
I go to my house.
Yeah. So you go to your house, and then you can meet back up with Cole later that night.
No, I didn't meet up with him later that night.
He didn't come by the house?
Oh yeah, he did come by the house. He came by the house.
Which house?
The one,
Your house?
Yeah.
Your parents' house?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened then?
We just talking.
Did you have the gun with him that time?
Not at that time.
Yeah. You asked him what happened to the gun, though, right?
Hmm?
You asked him what happened to the gun, right?
I mean, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I'm not really asking him what happened with the gun. Like, you know what I'm saying? We talking.
Well, you want to make sure it don't come back on you, right?
I mean, I don't like how you asking me the question.
Well, I mean, if I just shot someone, like, I want to make sure that gun's gone. Like, he ain't keeping that.
Right,
Like,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
bro, like, I don't know what he did with it though.
Okay.
I don't know what he did.
If you had to guess, what would you say?
I don't know.
I mean, you think he sold it? You think he gave it?
He probably could have sold it or something.
And you say he was with a girl, Titi?
It wasn't not when he came to my house the first time, but then he went like I think probably maybe the next day or the day after. I don't know exactly how many days, but yeah, he was just like, yeah, bro, we about to slide. Matter of fact, he didn't even tell me where we were going when he pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, yeah, bro, I'm just about to scoot. I'm just like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then we in the car, we stop at the 7-Eleven, get a black. You know what I'm saying? And then we pull up out DC.
Northeast, southeast, southwest. Give me a landmark or something. Streets.
Maybe southeast.
Southeast?
Yeah, I think that's what he says. Right?
Do you want a number? What block you're at?
Nah, he was just telling me directions how to get there. I don't remember exactly.
And Cole was driving though, right?
No. When he was driving to DC.
And TT was in the car?
Yeah.
Okay. What's his relation with TT?
I mean, they're friends. I guess they're childhood friends. You know what I'm saying? They know each other from back in the day. They have some sexual content, so you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and that's not really his girl or nothing.
So DC, do you go in the house?
No.
You just sit in the car?
I'm in the car. I'm just waiting.
Who goes in the house?
Right.
No, who does?
Jacob.
Cole does?
Yeah.
Does he bring anything in the house?
Nah. I mean, he had his he had his phone and he opened up the trunk, but I don't know what he got out the trunk.
Yeah. I mean, if you had surmise, if you had think, I mean, you think he got rid of the gun there? Probably.
Maybe, I don't know. He could have.
I mean, he didn't say anything in the car?
No. He didn't say anything in the car. I didn't even know we were going out there.
Have you ever been out there before?
Not. I've been to DC, but I've never been to that side. I've never been to that area. Never even been to Southeast, to be honest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just there. And then he just like, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm about to go holler at my man's right fast.
Do you know his name? I mean, he gave a nickname or something?
Nah, he didn't give no nickname. He didn't give a nickname. No name, no nothing. I don't even know this guy.
Okay. So, I just want to clarify. When you're in the car, first time you ain't going with a gun.
No.
You ain't going in with a gun. That guy, asks for the money, you get out real quick. You say you hit the guy in the cut. Where'd you hide it in the cut?
It was just like around. I don't know how to really explain it. Like it was just not.
And was it in the bushes?
No. It was like
If you guys brought from Cole's house, hid it in the cut that night, you don't just keep it there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you went to go buy that weed that night, you brought from Cole's house to the cut and hid it in the cut before you went to go buy the weed, right?
Right.
Okay. Where was it? I mean, you say you don't know how to explain it.
Like it's like, all right, so from where I told you they picked me up at, it's like houses that like here's the road. You mind if I draw it up for you?
Go ahead, man.
So, all right, so here's like the cul-de-sac. There's a park right here.
Okay.
And then there's houses that go past. Here's a sidewalk. There's houses right back here. But here's the cul-de-sac. Then there's stairs over here where like a little fence and stuff go over there. Stairs. And then there's the woods, trees and stuff right here. And then it's like around the corner right here from the last house. It's like bushes lined up. I just said in between.
And what cul-de-sac is this?
I don't know the name of it.
I'm not ignoring you, man. I'm just trying to pull up on Google Maps so I can show you. So we're talking about the same joint.
Right. All right. Pull up the Sheffield. Just pull up Sheffield.
How do you spell that?
SHEFFIELD.
Sheffield Courts or
I don't know.
apartments or?
No, it's not apartments. It's like townhouses or stuff like that. But on Pohick, off Pohick or something like that. That might be able to.
If you got questions, you can ask one.
No, I'm just listening to you, bro. I'm listening to you. I'm still trying to line a few things up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've got to see things as they were discovered by the citizen that drove by, and there's still some fragments of things that don't seem like proper. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm trying to clear everything up right now, so I'm not trying to leave anything out.
No, I hear you. I'm just trying to get to the point where where the mystery guys show up on the outside again.
Right.
You know, where they come from, where they fit, and you know, and these weapons that you've seen these guys turn, and look what they look like.
They were just black.
Just black.
Black. It was dark in the car, so I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like that's when I saw them. I wasn't focusing on the weapons. Like I just know they're at me.
Right.
Like they're at me in a threatening manner, and they're threatening me at that point.
Okay.
But I mean, with what he said, what he was saying, when the fingerprint with the blood on the door, I never touched that door, so it had to be somebody else. It had to be somebody else. I never touched that side of the car, never, ever. So that is not my fingerprint. My fingerprint will be on the back passenger door, yes, because I got in the car. But anything other than that, I didn't touch. It doesn't really look like this. Like the road. Well, matter of fact, I'm trying to see where. Okay, where's the court actually? The court. So this has to be the first entrance.
So where'd you meet him at?
This right here looks like a cul-de-sac, right? Okay, that's a cul-de-sac. So go like this way. All right, yeah, here it is. Yeah, see, like I said, it's the circle right here. There's a park right here, and then these houses go through. The sidewalk goes back here. There's a little cut where the stairs right here and the rail, and here's the other neighborhood. Well, it's not. It's actually the same neighborhood, but here's the woods, and you see that little trail right there, little dirt. That's the cut, but that's like the cut that go through the other neighborhood. But this right here, like along the side right here, there's bushes over there.
That's where the gun was at?
Yeah, when I
But he met you here, right?
He met me right. He pulled up right here on the corner right there.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
So I'm just trying to get the facts in line. So you get in the car, they don't show you no product. They like, yo, just get in. And as you go up the road, they spin around, point guns at you, and it's like, this is.
They pull up. They drive to the front.
Okay.
Where the intersection of the street we were on, and then Pohick Street.
Right.
They stop right there, and then some guys come to the car to block my side of the door and block the other side of the door, but it's in the passenger side.
Okay.
They're in the back passenger side, and then they turn around and then put the guns in my face. They wasn't on me exactly at first. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then when I was hesitant to give them the money, then that's when they like really put it there.
All right. So both guns are pressed against you, or one gun?
Both guns are pressed against you.
So both guns are pressed against you, and then what happens?
And then I pull up, and then I have mine.
Okay. So now my question is, I want to say, and I don't want to misquote, that it is my belief that that action is surely faster than reaction, right?
What do you mean?
Action, and action is always faster than reaction. So if I was to come to you and go pop you in your face, you're either going to try and react to dodge from it, but it's going to be an after effect. You understand? I'm going to act, I'm going to do the action, and you're going to react. All right? So you're saying, guns on my chest, I'm going to pull my gun out, cock it, and be able to shoot these guys.
It wasn't out in the open. I didn't just do that in the open.
I understand that. So even if you didn't, how is it that you cocked it with guns on you and then still was able to evade them pulling the trigger and shoot them?
Because I cocked it in the corner.
When
they had the guns on me and they were talking, and that's before
So you cock it with one hand?
No. You
cocked it with two hands. So as they're talking, as they're pointing at you, you're somehow able to go like this?
Yeah. Like I can't really... Okay, I'm doing this side. Let's say I'm on this side.
Okay.
So it's in my pocket. And as I'm pulling it, you know what I'm saying, quietly, you know what I'm saying? They think I'm grabbing for whatever I have in my pocket to give them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
You already gave them the money, right?
Huh?
You already gave them the money.
No.
You didn't give them the money.
Not yet.
All right.
So you're softly cocking this weapon,
right,
and you're able to get shots off, and they don't get a shot back off at you, because if both have guns on you and you shoot one, I would assume the other would shoot you.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe they weren't real guns. Maybe they think they could do that to me, and thinking I wasn't no reaction or nothing gonna come back.
Right. But I'm once again not playing devil's advocate, but I am assessing and processing the information that you're giving us.
Right.
Now, if all is proper and these things or these guns are on you and you're able to somehow react, I would think even if it was a BB gun, somebody would shoot a BB at you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't shoot them both at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm appreciating the fact that you're saying that you shot these guys, but I still think that the motive and the reasons why are still evading us. We're still missing it. Something's missing still, because I'm trying to get how two guys turn to do a robbery. First off, I have to say, in all my years working robbery, and all my years just knowing dudes from the hood, I'm from the hood, this is what we do, you don't put seatbelts on. I'm not going to have my seatbelt on, straight lap, and come across and point a gun at you with my seatbelt on.
But his chair was already leaning back.
I get that. The driver was.
Right.
but the passengers.
Yeah.
We're saying both of them had their seatbelts on.
I mean,
I'm just putting it out there. Putting it out there, trying to
Just being
understand.
honest with you, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to digest the story with the fact that these guys pulled a gun on you and they pulled guns on you, and the mystery guys show up from the outside. If that happened, that's what happened. I'm just trying to digest it.
okay.
Just get that.
All right, yeah.
He's
I'm trying to
thinking out
digest
loud.
it because I've seen a lot of scenes.
Right.
I've seen a lot of death scenes. I've seen a lot of scenarios where people have shot people. But I've never seen any guys who are pre-planned in their mind that they were going to have you robbed, so much so they have ambush men up the street and they keep their seatbelts on.
I mean, what would you expect them to do? Like, I don't know stuff about.
Well, I'm just telling you. Typically, they're not going to be. They're not leaving your seatbelt in is trapping yourself in. You know what I mean? If something hot's about to go down, I'm gonna tell you, plain and simple. I've had some where I'm pulling up on an intersection and I got a froggy feeling about something, and I feel kind of trapped because I got a car in front of me. I got some dudes mugging me here. I can't get back. First thing I do is take my seatbelt off because it's going to be one or two things. I'm going to fight or I'm going to flight. I mean, I'm going to fight or I'm going to run. Can't do either of those with a seatbelt on. Cannot do either of those with a seatbelt on. So, and then there's another factor that I'm not willing to mention because it's not my case that is really got me perplexed. Really got me slightly torn about your story of self-defense because of another situation. Not my case. That tidbit of information will have to be given or kept. But I'm telling you, there's another factor that leaves me totally perplexed on why this happened or your explanation of why this happened. There's other factors that slightly change things. I just want to put that out in the universe so that you know.
Right.
That's why it's slightly tough for me to stomach your story because it still seems improper.
How? Like,
Here's the thing, all right? Throughout this whole process, we've been seeing what you're willing to give without us giving you information, all right? This isn't a two-way street, though. There's certain elements of this crime, the intimate details about this crime, we're not going to give you, okay? Because our job is to see how honest you're being with us. So when it comes to court and when it goes in front of a jury, or if you decide to take a plea deal, our job is to either prove what you're saying is true or prove what you're saying is wrong, okay? And it's not our job to, we're not going to gear the evidence anyway. We're going to let the evidence speak for itself. So when you tell us something happened, I might not be able to say, yes, this happened right now, or no, that didn't happen right now, but I will in a couple weeks. There's some things I can tell you right now. It just didn't happen that way, okay? Like when you told me that someone opened that door and started shooting them.
Right, no, I know.
Yeah.
That didn't, yeah.
I understand. But
He's giving you the examples of why we are perplexed about things because we know intimate details about this entire situation. And we've had how many days to digest this?
Yeah. I mean, it's happened Wednesday. We're talking Monday here. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't day one. We've had this. You saw the case file brought in here. It wasn't. I didn't pick your name out of the hat and say, "Hey, let me talk to Kelsey McCrimmon." We had the evidence. We had the knowledge. But you know what the thing is? We're coming in here now to talk to you because you wanted to talk to us. You asked if you could speak to us. Okay. So at this point, we're done sharing information. Okay. At this point in the game. I just want to give you the opportunity to talk. No, it's not. It's not because.
Yeah, we're not being cold or hard. We're just telling you that the facts.
I'm
just
giving
don't
you your
fit.
opportunity to
but
tell me.
I'm telling you the truth. Like,
but am I arguing you? He's thinking out loud and telling you this is how I'm thinking about it. And there's always going to be devil advocate out there. Okay, if you're telling me the truth or you're lying, there's always going to be someone be like, hey, And this is actually helping you out because he's telling you where he's coming from and the thought process. He's thinking about this in broad scope here, telling you like, hey, can you answer this question? Can you tell me this? Okay? He's not trying to put words in your mouth or saying anything like that. He's coming at you and saying, this is what I'm thinking.
That's not how it's being put though. Like I feel like you.
Well, how's it being put?
Like, okay, I'm not gonna say this.
It's okay. Say what's on your mind. Say what's in your heart.
I'm telling you everything that really transpired that night. You gave me an opportunity to come clean about the situation. Like you said, It didn't. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Would we be doing our jobs if we're not asking questions?
But
No, say what you have to say.
I don't like the way you're asking it. Like, I feel like you're rather than you trying to hear my side of the story, I feel like you're already accusing me of doing something that I didn't.
No, you've already said you've done what you've done.
But I'm saying it's the motive behind it. You're trying to make it a different motive when it wasn't. And I'm telling you, it was in a self-defense motive. Like, that's all it really was. That's all it really was. That's all I can say. That's all I know about the situation. I'm telling you everything that transpired that night. From when you came back in here and I told you, retold you everything that happened. That's the honest to God truth.
Okay.
The honest to God truth.
We've been talking to you for a while now, right?
Right.
And you know our job is to question everything you say. It's like if we believed what you said from Jump Street, we wouldn't have gotten to where we are now. Even though we knew you were lying, but we took your word as it was, and from the beginning, you know.
You're right.
Our job is to question it and put everything in perspective. Because we have your story, we have the evidence, we have witnesses' stories. We have to make that all fit together, okay?
So there was nobody else there but me, so how could you have witnesses?
Right. But J. Cole's inadvertently involved, right? He knew certain intimate details about the case. We went through his phone. I mean, there may not be direct witnesses, but there's witnesses and know certain facts about everything going on, right? So we have the physical evidence, we have your testimony, and we just want to mirror everything together, okay? We want to answer those questions. Because you were the only one there, right?
Well, that was in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That lived. You could say it.
No, don't.
No, but that's you can't not like it. But the bottom line is, it is the fact. You're the only other person in the car that was a part of this altercation that lived to tell it. So it's a hard word. But it is the reality. And I'm not saying it for any shock and awe there, Kelsey. That's just the facts of it all. It really is. And I'm not making light of it.
Right.
I told you how tough of it is. I like I said, I 90% I can get it, but I can't. That other 10 is just for you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can feel that but you, because you're the one that did it. But it is the reality of it. Out of that car, you're the only person who lived. Okay, and nobody else can tell the story or contradict you but science, evidence, and the way things go. And I hope in the end, when it's all said and done and Spooner's done his investigation, that it comes out the way that you said it is. I'm just telling you, having to digest what we've talked about for days, I was on the scene. I'm not sure if you saw the news, but I was the guy as they've been making fun of me out there with the picnic table shirt on, standing by the car. I was there, so I saw it firsthand. I got a chance to study. I have a photographic memory, and I study things explicitly when I have the chance to. And I sat and I stared and I took in everything. That's what I do. I can see the very minute things. So I have a picture of what's there. And as I'm watching you talk, I'm trying to digest it, is all I'm saying.
So what part?
Let's take a quick break.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's take a quick break. Just have you settle down and everything. If we have questions, we'll come back and we'll ask them, all right?
Eventually, on September the 20th, 2019, Kelsey McCrimmon was found guilty on 2 charges of second-degree murder and 2 charges of using a firearm in the case of a felony. He was sentenced to 38 years in prison.